Hi everyone, the main objective of IGCSE videos is to get you familiar with the conventions of different text types, so it will be easier for you to respond accurately in the directed writing task. In other words, I'm giving you a different lens to see all the text given in the reading paper. The more you read, the better writer you would be. In this video, I will cover passage A of 2017 past paper, and the text type that I'm focusing on is diary entry. We'll discuss the key conventions of diary entry here. Diary entry usually starts with date, so you could remember what time period you have chosen for writing your diary entry. This text is without date because this is a random text chosen from the past paper, and the main focus here is to analyze the language that is used for writing diary. There is a character named Mia. She hated being ordinary and she dreamed of being a pop star. So the context and the background of this diary entry was the live TV show. After attending that show, Mia realized that she must write something in black and white in the form of her diary entry. One thing we must know about diaries, that diaries are written by the writers for themselves, because you share every kind of secret there. So you basically do not need any kind of audience for your diary. Keeping that fact in mind, the very first feature of diary entry is to see writers' more private thoughts and feelings in diary entry. So here, all the examples that are marked with red, they come under private thoughts. For example, when we say, I hated the way they all laughed, means you hate someone. It's hate is such a strong feelings. So you can't say it in front of others. So you write it down in your diary that I hated the way people laugh. And then you say lowly technicians. The word lowly, it means this is such an adjective, negative adjective that you are giving to technicians, as somebody who is low in status. So this is something you cannot say in front of others and you can only write. So this is your private thoughts or feelings about somebody. I was sick of their smiling faces, means somebody smiling and you are sick of their smiles. This is an other kind of private feelings that you are saying to yourself, but you do not want it to be heard by others. Another example here is I laughed at the girl's emerald sequined dress, but it looked ridiculous on her. Means you cannot insult somebody like this in front of that person. So you just write privately in your diary that it looked ridiculous on her. She looked ridiculous wearing that dress. And other similar kind of example of private thoughts and feelings, that I pushed that little boy out of my way because he insisted on an autograph. You cannot admit this thing publicly. So you can write in your diary as a private thought because you know nobody would read it. So you're pushing somebody because he or that little boy was asking you for an autograph. So this is such a thing. This is not a good gesture. This is such a gesture that you should not give publicly, but you admit it. Another key feature of diary entry is that in the diaries we find reasons and motives for behaving in a particular way. For example, those who are writing diaries, they are true to themselves, so they write the reasons behind every act of theirs. That for example, here the character is Mia, that why Mia is behaving that way. She is talking to herself, so that's why she is writing down all the reasoning that why is she behaving that way. She knows that nobody is reading her diary, that's why she is being true to herself. She is writing all the truth about herself. For example, all the examples here marked with green gives you an idea of the reasons or the motives for behaving in that particular way that Mia is behaving right now. For example, here she says that there were no hopers compared to me. For example, there is no hope for being successful, so that's why they are hopeless people, because I would win because I was the most talented. She feels that she is the most talented person on the earth. And then she says I had the best voice, means there is no comparison, nobody's comparable. So she has the best voice. She feels like this. And then she says, I couldn't help being late for rehearsal because she's the best. That's why time has no value in front of her. Then she says, I would dazzle on stage because she's a true star that, like a comet blazing a trail, nothing could stop me now. So you can say that she's a narcissist, that she is self-praising and she can't see anybody else there. She feels that she's the best, she's the only one who should be praised. Then she says, I wanted fame so much. Means she's right now, she's true to herself. She is telling what she wanted, what she wants from the people, that she wanted fame. She wanted to be popular. That's why if someone has a talent, then it's a crime to waste it. She had her feelings that she's got a talent. So if you are not showing your talent to others, it means you're committing a crime. So in your diary entries, you have to be true to yourself, no matter how worst you behave, how worse you show yourself to others. You have to you write the reasoning behind that, because when you're talking to yourself, you are talking about all the ugly things in you. Another feature of diary entry is using rhetorical questions. You know, when you're talking to yourself, when you're writing diary entry, then you are having mixed kind of feelings. One time you're being happy, and the other time you're being sad. And when you are being ugly in front of others, when you are showing your negativity to others, then at another moment you start asking questions, because when you ask questions, your inner self tells you the reasoning that why you're behaving that way. For example, Mia says here that, but why listen to them? Why would I bother talking to them? What was all that about? I mean, you are asking questions and you are answering your questions. While you're answering these questions, you are writing the reasons for such behavior. Another important feature of diary entry is to witness characters and events using the writer's lens. The one who is writing the diary, we see the characters through their perspectives, because they are the ones who are writing the diary. All the statements in blue here will give you the example of this feature, that you are witnessing characters through their eyes. The so-called glamorous granny who sang those classic tunes that nobody cares about, means she's talking about somebody and calling her that is glamorous granny. Then you quote the irritatingly chirpy boy band. I mean, you're talking about a band that irritatingly, you're using adjectives. Then you say the other contestants were so annoying. Might be possible they were not annoying, but you see them annoying, so you're writing it down. So then you say, and the technicians were so boring. They might be possible they were not boring, but to us right now they were boring because we're looking at them through your eyes. So and you say the reporters were irritating. Might be possible they were not irritating, but you feel that they were irritating, so we are considering them irritating. So you're using different adjectives, different negative adjectives, to quote the other people or the events as they are bad in your story. So diary entry is all about you. Either you find something very amusing or you find something very disturbing. If there is a happy moment of your life, then you are writing everything with the positive adjectives. And if there is something bad in your life, then you're using negative adjectives for them. So in the diary entry, it's all about you. You are using, you are witnessing the correct. We are witnessing the characters through your eyes, and then there are reasons you are mentioning for why you're behaving in such particular way. And then we know your private thoughts and feelings in your diary entry. This is all about diary entry. Next time I'll come with some other text style.